We're seeing things from people carpooling, ride sharing, ordering taxis on mobile phones, everything else, and doing that. So that's going to have profound impact. The third area is we're moving from combustion to hybrid to fully electric. And these are other fundamental changes that are radically changing the automotive industry and as well as the transportation industry. When you add all these things together, combined with going from semi-autonomous to highly autonomous to fully autonomous driving, driverless cars that are coming up in the future, these four areas are going to really massively change the way that cities will be designed. And this will be coming over the next decade. So basically, smart cities will become smarter. It's going to have huge human impacts on environment, congestion in cities, the ability to kind of be able to move about and have great impacts. And so cities are embracing the new areas. And so cities will become competitive because the desirability of the city will become much better. So I'll go to the next one here. So what I want to do is at BMW, we're focusing on three different areas. The first area is looking at how do we go through and focus on making cars fully autonomous. So we're doing tests and trials here, and we've actually done some things here on making from highly autonomous to fully autonomous cars. Being able to kind of understand what's going on around you and be able to deliver real-time incidents to be able to help you fully drive autonomous cars. The second area is digital services. Looking at how do we bring in our digital services into the car and from the car to digital services. So we really believe that the digital services, that the journey begins before you get into the car. And I'm going to cover a couple use cases here in a moment. But we do not see the car as a mobile device. We see the mobile device integrating into the car experience. And the last area is, what will the car of the future look like? If we have a car that's autonomous and fully digital, how do we design a car that perhaps, what happens if you have a car that doesn't have a steering wheel or doesn't have an area? The design and future design of the car is radically going to change. So with that, I'd like to illustrate what this might be. And so I have a 2-minute video which will show kind of the future of mobility and what we're doing to envision the future. So Nico, if we could roll the video here and show you a short, exciting video.
Good morning, David. Your first meeting today will be at 9:30 downtown with Mr. Brannigan. Would you like to choose your driving options? Decker Canyon with the i8 will be a joyride this morning.
Yes, thanks for the suggestion.
Be careful, David. There's a rock slide ahead.
Call Caroline.
Hello, David. How are you?
Hi, Caroline. Fine, thank you.
I sent you an email with the 2 possible headline press pictures. Is it possible for you to take a look at them right now?
I'll look at them when I arrive at the office. We should go for lunch when I'm back in Munich next week. I see Thursday could work.
It does. Looking forward to it.
There's traffic ahead. To keep your estimated arrival time, I suggest leaving the highway at exit 5 for an alternative route downtown.
So great, that's a small sample of what's going on, what we're building. We're bringing in all the digital technologies, focusing on designing new cars, focusing on the future mobility, and looking at how we're going to understand the world by using crowdsourced data to be able to understand the real-time incidents that are happening around. So I think that's a good illustration of what we're doing. At the heart of this, large companies, really have to go through looking at how we do digital transformation. And the main focus that we have to do is really look at when we're building products, as we talked about earlier, is making the customer the center of everything. It's focusing all on the experience end to end. And so what this really means is when you're taking the experience here, you're looking at all the different touch points that you have in your life when you start your day and you finish your day, and you have to kind of think about What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What's my next meeting? Where do I have to meet somebody? There's all those aspects that you have to kind of think about. And we want to be able to make that seamless and frictionless as you start. So there's multiple different touch points that you're doing. So we're integrating all the full end-to-end here is through the car, the connected home, connected devices, mobile devices, and other aspects of connecting everything together to enhance that experience. And along that, we also need to integrate all the different services that are out there. This might be music from Spotify or Amazon Prime or other areas. It might be understanding where parking is going to be available, right? How do I find what's available, what parking areas? It might be looking at remote services to making your mobile device a very smart, intelligent key. It might be looking at connected devices such as a connected mirror, which we showed at Consumer Electronics Show in San Francisco, which is being able to look at your daily agenda through the mirror, kind of like a Cinderella mirror, and connecting that part. Looking at understanding what the real-time traffic warnings are. As we see, we might be an accident. You might need to get rerouted. You need to be able to understand as you plan your day. In San Francisco, for example, if I was driving from San Francisco to Silicon Valley, I don't know which 280 or 101 to take. I have to be able to understand what my commute might be. So getting real-time aspects there. Also be able to fully integrate into your calendar and all sorts of information. And then if you have looking at connecting into your car and services, since the car is a mobile device, it has tons of sensors in there. So we could understand things with climate. We could understand whether your car needs a charge. We have demonstrated at CES in Las Vegas the ability to talk to a car through integration with Amazon Alexa. We're also looking at doing different parts. So this is really about fundamentally changing this end-to-end. Again, the experience and the journey doesn't begin in the car, it begins at home. And we want to take that all the way. So to illustrate this, to give you kind of example, we might have a car, and we start off in the morning, and we look at all the different touch points that we could have. And we'll go through and take those parts. Oh, let me go back. Nico, could we start this slide? Sorry. Perfect, thank you. So we look at the car, and we have the car to drive this experience. We can't just do this with the car. We have to do this with an intelligent cloud. We call it the Open Mobility Cloud. And we launched this at Microsoft Build Conference in San Francisco about 6 weeks ago. What we'll be able to understand is when you start your day, you could look at your daily mobility agenda. You could look at, as you're going from where you are to your home, you might need to stop off and play somewhere. You could check your status. You could look at your ETA, when to leave, when to arrive, look at the route to get to the place. And then as you approach your home, we could also then precondition your home. So we're looking at building all those different types of services that are going there. So some really great use cases of going through and dynamically doing this seamlessly. So how are we doing this? So we're doing this through 4 different areas. One, as I mentioned, kind of, in order for the car to be fully connected, we have to connect it to the cloud. Our cloud we built the Open Mobility Cloud, and it's connected and based on the Microsoft Azure cloud. We're using all those intelligent services that are there to be able to deliver real-time information. And that information is coming anonymized from all different cars and users around the world to be able to give a real-time update of where things are doing and make intelligent decisions. And the cloud is also real-time because they're able to connect with you and your devices. And so what we do is we gather that information from all different touch points, and then we're looking at kind of how do we do deep learning, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to be able to deliver predictive, contextual, and personalized services to people. So we crunch all that stuff together. And then lastly, we need to kind of access the information from different devices, whether it's a connected home, smart device, or some other areas. So that would go into all the connection of the Internet of Things. So this takes real-time, a lot of information on the cloud to deliver those experiences in a really unique and compelling way. How are we doing this? We're basically now building out and launched a new app called BMW Connected. And this is a mobile app service that basically takes the shifts from the user for your mobile experience as you bring it into the car. So as again, when you start your day, you may have looking at what are my learned destinations. It will understand what my learned destinations are, where I might need to go next, and be able to go from A to B. So we'll deliver those things in the form of the mobile service, which is based on the cloud, which then communicates to and from the car, communicates to and from the watch, and also will be able to communicate to Internet of Things devices, as I mentioned, like the connected mirror, and also to connected home. So with that, I want to basically say is that we're launching this. Now we're doing a lot of the parts. We've launched this in the United States. We're also building out BMW Connected as a service in Europe this summer, and also China. So this is global, and we're delivering each different types of service based on the particular market that's there. So with that, I was asked to kind of keep this relatively short because we're running overtime. So I'd like to just say as well, we're hiring. So I'm looking for really great engineers, either iOS, Android, or cloud engineers. So please come see me afterwards, and thanks so much for your time. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks very much.
Let's just have this. Yes, thank you.